I'll create my own character. Let's see how smart I am. I'll be weak. Oh, wait. I'll be weak. There we go. That seems normal. That seems pretty accurate. Okay. Logic. Intellect base increase. My signature skills, huh? Can I only pick one? I'll be rhetorical. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go down. Let's go down this rabbit hole, I guess. Simply keep on non-existing. Give me some more. How about you cough up some more of that sweet oblivion? Alonzi. Let's go. Let's visit the ancient Zero home. Don't stop, keep singing. Sing me the song of death. Huh, Volition. You can take it. You're a champion. No, I am not scared. I am a champion. Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their own mouth? Somehow you know what it is. A Cupris Kinema motor carriage. Open your eyes. This magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. Looks like someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. This reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. There used to be a tape in this case, but it was destroyed in a fit of rage. Something about the Entier Single smallest church in the St. Sains must have rubbed someone the wrong way. The label says the song was recorded in '43. Time to highlight. I see. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. Assess the damage. I did it. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. Did I break it with my own hands? Look at them. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. What did this then? More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. Assess the size of the impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like a green shoe that's on a hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. I don't need it. I don't need anyone. The window agrees. Its cracked smile is cold and sparkly. Alright, what else we got? You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. Fish them out. It says Whirling in Rags on the aluminum key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The ceiling fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Or has it been Inland Empire? Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck, so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world. Sure, I'll grab the tie. Or I'll try. Oh! You reach out to grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you. Grab your chest. Oof. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. So I'm guessing this is bad. Very, very bad. This is the end bad. Try to remain conscious. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see your face like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as to a surprise who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met, Captain Price, the deceased superior officer, commented. That ain't easy on the ticker. He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester, friend and colleague, but I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case. Wow. Well, I think that's enough for today. Dang, honey. This game's hard. Water, nigga? I want to know about the X something. Never let me go. A return trip to the silence, please. Wait, no, I need to belittle myself instead. Don't be naive, of course not. I want to sail the inky blackness until forever ends. You can take it, you're a champion. I don't want to hear about this sensation. Take me back to the formless, disembodied nothing. Help, someone cut my head off. It's trying to murder the rest of me. Maybe it wasn't me. You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it? This person also forced the drinks on you. I don't need it. I don't need anyone. morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The morning light hurts. Okay. All right, let's get the tie, honey. Oh. Dang, honey, who would have thought that, I'm sure it's just heartburn. No, it's many years of combined self-neglect and self-abuse. Oh, my lord. I'm getting a tie. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll get to tie when I'm more agile. Should I? How about I pull on the fan? The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. Ah! Big brain. Ah! You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. Warning, warning. The necktie is no longer contained. What you have in your hand is a fantastically colored tie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. If it's your friend, why was it up there? Who ties their friend to a ceiling fan? Maybe this thing is dangerous somehow. An ominous, foreboding feeling fills you as you look at the tie. A terrible mistake. You need to turn the lights off. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. Alright, cool. You gotta take care of the old noggin, honey. Give me them keys. Alright. You see bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liquors. A mirror hangs above a dent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the basin, steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Alright. Wiping the mirror. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror, Abort, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Maybe I should touch it first, make sure there's nothing wrong with my face. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with it. What's wrong? Where even to begin? There's a bloatedness, then a swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin. At least my tongue is okay. It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers. I'm sorry. Touch my nose. Bet you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it, and it doesn't appear to be particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you. I'm scared. I want to stop doing this. Don't be scared. It's only your face. It's not like anyone is gonna see it. I'm out of here. Some things are best left a mystery, honey. Locked door, I see. See what this window is all about. Easy peasy. Let's go get my shoe, honey. There's something on the table. Some money. Thanks. Short on money, equip a plastic bag, collect bottles, and sell them at Frit. Secret task complete. Find your other shoe. There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. Like two baby crocodiles. How do they fit? Good. They're balanced, comfy, feels like the only thing good about you right now, truth be told. The smell of the sea makes you dizzy. Skill points can also buy you new thought cabinet slots, or forget old thoughts. The calendar says it's March, the year is 51. Clasier, Miss Orange, disco dancer. The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. Officer, am I military personnel? She seems perplexed by your question. There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman. Then why'd you call me an officer? Are you sure? All this time? And what business is that? Try the expression on her. Let her know you want her physically. Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else? Could it be because of the drinking? She raises the eyebrow. Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law? Don't be so harsh on yourself. They almost let anyone be a police officer. A glib remark. Don't let it stand. Assert yourself. Better let it go. Retreat is not a winning tactic. Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you've said the words a million times before. She looks back at you. A light glints off her eyes. Before you go, I have some questions for you. Yes? Did you hear anything last night? There was an unusual ruckus, loud disco music. Did I have any visitors? I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Loud disco music? Oh yes, various artists. Ostentious orchestrations prime among them. She raises an eyebrow, waiting for the name to connect with you. Oh, that! Yeah, whoa. The less said about oh, the better. Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. It mostly just gets hard, doesn't it? It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock the disco stopped, and there was a change of pace. What happened? A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat, that went on for quite a while. Some of the time you were yelling along to it. What was I singing? That it doesn't matter anymore, that we are all alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. I'm sorry. Don't be. I was going out later anyway. It didn't bother me. Then what happened? Then you started screaming and trashed the place. That's so me. What did I do? A window was smashed. The tape player probably, the song stopped. And furniture too. A real destructathon. Then there was screaming. Then I think you passed out. Please tell me there wasn't anything else. There was. I think that you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet then, around 4 or 5, and that was it. What do they have against the police here? The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough, at least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city. Where exactly is here? You're in a hostel, sir. No, where are we? Like, where in the world? We're in Revachol. Revachol is a disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time. Revachol forever. Forever and ever. Tell me, is it 51 now? It's 51. What century? Current century? And that's what? What number? Centuries don't have numbers, they have names, and that is the current one. How many centuries have there been then? Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. What's so funny? You're right, there's nothing funny about civilization. Okay, you can go now. Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray. It's still smoking. This is the weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trompe le Monde. Short on money? Collect bottles. Idiot. This is where the lyrics would be. A big old karaoke mic just waiting for someone to sing into it. The speaker is connected to the radio. The music is seasoned with static. You should totally sing karaoke here the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know of your vast oceanic soul. My soul's cubic content is obscured by the hangover. Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard. Through a PA system. By other people. Oh, what should I sing when it comes to it? You should sing the sad, slow song you were listening to last night. Thought it was obvious. I was thinking maybe I could sing something happy, like from the OO folks. No, don't sing the happy song, it's stupid. Sing the sad song, it's profound. You have to find out how the song goes first, though. Maybe a tape of something appropriate would help. Gart, the cafeteria manager. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposefully ignoring you. Look at the stuffed bird. A competent work of taxidermy, the white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is a great skua. The seabird is the symbol for discovery in the Insulindian Insula, a part of the world you are in right now. Something about this makes you feel bitter. That's the great skua, right? Look, your buddy... Oh. He looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. What do you mean, my buddy? He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this? You're being sarcastic. Oh my god, I did all those things? What have I been doing then? Have you seen me around? He looks down again and keeps plucking at the bird. I'm looking at the bird again. Can I help you with that? I'm a cop. I talk to whomever I please. He pretends not to hear you. Are you the bartender? He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject. What's the difference? And where did the Sylvie go? He shrugs. His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something. She just... what? Yikes. The menu's been wiped clean. Only word Monday's written on it. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today starts in a man's handwriting. He's telling Truffus. What is this? A sign reads, Mess Hall reserved for Union members. Doors open at 16. This royal pinball machine is unplugged. Lena, the cryptozoologist's wife. She nods at the man in the orange bomber jacket. Kim Kitsuragi, a bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket, is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's been waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why? I'll shake his hand. You realize he is waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really cool name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize. Okay. Nice. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there's still many to go. It is not yet time. He processes the information, then disregards it. What he means is he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied. You mean him? The manager? Yeah, I just talked to him. I haven't. No. This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree. But I can't remember anything. He looks at you for a moment in silence. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through much worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby, but as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. Alright, let's go then. If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge? Wait, shouldn't I have a badge or something? I checked my pockets. You mean you don't have a badge? It wasn't on me when I woke up. Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a short wave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence. Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by clicking on him. Tell me about the case. What do you want to know? Literally anything. Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a little bit. I know literally nothing about it, only what you told me before. Do you want me to brief you? Brief? Yes, that sounds good. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in the Martinez An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver has been there for 4 days. No one has come to investigate. During this time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There's an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. Who was the caller? To find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. Why hide themselves? There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' unions is the de facto police in the Martinez. Now it appears they have started executing too. We cannot allow that. The RCM is? That's us. The Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in the city. The RCM, or the Revachol Citizens Militia, is the police force you and him are a part of, a self-organized Peace Corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this. Of course, yes, I understand everything now. Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. If we are from different precincts, why are we on the same case? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise. You don't know? His eyes narrow. I assumed you were in on it. You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia. Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. Tell me about it. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Was there anything else you want to know about the case? Nope, I'm good. Good. The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant. He looks at you, realizing he still doesn't know your name. What is golden orange like a forest fire but smells like liquor? No, man, help me out. Kim is about to say something. Let him. No, help me out. See, everyone agrees it's your color scheme. We're on the right track with this name thing. For a moment, the cafeteria manager fidgets under the lieutenant's gaze, then he gives in. He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant. He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. Right then, questions. I got this. His face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa. Where is the body? Behind this building there's a courtyard. He points to the kitchen behind him. They hoisted him up on a tree there. And how do we get there then? That's easy. See that door there? He points to the west. First you exit through that door, then on your right you should see a big hole in the fence, a really big one. You can get through the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole's big enough for a Franconigerian cavalry to fit through. Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice. Why did Sylvie go away? Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. No, before I asked you where, now I'm asking you why she left. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back, and because I asked her for her number, that's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that. The lieutenant opens his little notebook at the cover. The number is safely tucked away in a small pocket. Thank you, he says. Didn't go well? I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. I guess I like to be thorough. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like it to get back to what I was doing. Who killed him? I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job. This is it. He said they hoisted him on a tree. Who is this they if he doesn't know? You said they hoisted him up. What do you mean by they? Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers and that it was a lynching. Who exactly is saying that? The locals. Customers, the people who eat here. A lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it. Did the Dibardairs themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor? I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. Why would the dock workers lynch this guy? I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do. You mean the strike? Yes, the strike. He makes a little... Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbor company. I hear a mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message. I have another question. That's it. Let's go. Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you find tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one. It must be merely imagination, but... Let's bail. Time to push the eject button. Sounds like a responsibility. You don't like those. What's real? Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real. He pronounces the R with a mock aristocratic accent. The IIR, or Interasoli real, is a global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money. By real, do you mean some sort of street cred? No, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. You owe this establishment 130 real. He points to the red ledger on the counter. But what exactly is money? What are you, a philosopher? Since I woke up, I have trouble remembering even the most basic of concepts of reality. Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really. Jesus. Interesting. Where do I get it from? Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You take bribes, I guess? He looks at Kim. I'm sorry, I don't think cops take bribes. Some do take recompense. The lieutenant is dead serious, but only to survive. Why do I need it? For survival. To pay me, unless you want to become a hobo? Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to stay in Marinese, and it's a cold spring outside. Money doesn't make you happy, but it lets you be unhappy for a while longer. If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all of us. Me too. That's why I need you to pay me. He stops and says, mostly to himself, I'm not an asshole. I'm not showing him the coins, 'cause they're mine. There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsurugi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber. That's Cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either. What do I owe this place for? Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff for 20 rail comes out to 60 rail. Then there's a window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work, so don't tell me you didn't do that. That'll be 40 rail in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 rail, actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60, 40, 30 for 130. And yes, rail is still money. What happens now? He turns to the lieutenant. I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then he shrugs. Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. I don't have a home. Officer. A pattern of creases appears on his forehead. You really need to... Oh, he said officer. You really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them. Ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now. The man wants to say something, then thinks better of it. Good luck. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank and the place sure isn't it. And this place sure isn't it. As I said, I don't think I have one. But you have only been at this hostel for 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. I don't know. South, maybe? You don't really know, do you? I don't. Does that mean I'm homeless? South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. I'll live in a dumpster. I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobo cop. Could I trace the way back somehow to an exact street, the exact number on a building? You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or apartment will appear. There's something here at the Whirlingart that I need to talk about. What thing? I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union. Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God, just the nastiest and loudest faction. He tosses his head in disdain. They come here in the evenings, dumb, unruly types, think they're big shit. But they're good customers, they place big orders and always pay on time. He hates the Union, but begrudgingly recognizes its power over him, so he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate. It's a shame you gotta suck up to the Union to stay afloat. I don't. I'm simply providing a service. We're really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers. And... he runs out of steam. It doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you. The lieutenant gives you a meaningful nod. We should find out who this loud faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. How do we find him? We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. He looks towards the booth. Men are hungry, even striking men. If not today, they'll be here tomorrow. There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making sure you got that. By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later. Gart, I saw another thing at the whirling. Another thing, great. I love those. Oh, that was it. By the way, I'm gonna sing karaoke here. Absolutely out of the question. You wait and see, cafeteria manager. Absolutely in the question. First we find the sad banger, then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire. Alright, let's see. What do you think about this? The door is bolted. The sign reads, "Kitchen reserved for personnel till 13. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. Need to do something behind Lieutenant Kitsurugi's back. Sneak out after he's gone to sleep." Ooh. Why would I do that, though? He's my cop buddy. The sign reads, "Fuck the police." A heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. Pigs go home. The street name is illegible. I have some questions for you. What's this fuck the police business? Excuse me? She doesn't understand. She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning. Never mind. She shifts in her seat awkwardly. Who are you? Me? I'm just a gardener. Cool. And what are you doing here? I'm working. Working on what? I have a greenhouse in the yard there. She gestures over her shoulder. I've been trying to get some work done. There's discomfort. She stops mid-sentence. Go on. It's okay. As you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks. Don't worry, miss. We're here to clean it up, so you can get to work soon. Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale. Of course, I won't hold you back. Her gloves, you get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all. Can I borrow your gloves? Sure, keep them. I have another pair. Noise. What is this? Holy Jesus. Alright. Lonesome long way home. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over. Get up. Get off the asphalt in 20 minutes. Shuffle your 3 feet through the courtyard, scaring little children. Go under the Great Rays motor track, the 881, until you reach Les Domaines Ament in North Jamrock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down Main to Perdition. There's a side alley there and your footprints in the mud. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that cover the plaza mosaic. What kind of vehicle drove through here? Oops. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you are having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover. Where's the general store? There's bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. This book has a rose, a pistol, and half-naked dame on its cover. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. The book is titled Man from Helmdell and the Wildfire. Is this a bookstore? Most people set up for bed at 9 or not long after. At night the streets are emptier, but by 2 everyone's asleep. Are you anything? So you're the owner of this store. What if I want to buy a book? Then why are you talking to me? Everything on the is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? Don't. She fiddles with her pendant and then she waves her bony fingers directly at you. See those shelves there? Go, be drawn. Alright, I'll take a look then. She smiles and nods. Alright, come back. Later. Don't forget to click the orbs around your head. They have surprises. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white lively bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. That's the car that woke me up. Aha! Closed for winter, please use main entrance. What the fuck is this convenience store? There it is. Low on morale, put points into volition. Alright, lady, hook me up. What's that magazine she's reading? What magazine are you reading? It has a cover of 2 girls kissing. Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you. I approve of this. Very futuristic. She pops her raspberry-flavored bubble gum and nods. Her shoulders tense. She shuffles back only slightly. Bewilderment and repulsion root her in place. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half-smile. What is Frit? And what is Frit? Then why is it written with 3 T's? The story goes with that normal Frit with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Redderfort, was already taken. So when Frit Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement. What's this fashion police feature? I bet your hat would take the prize. I asked who's the most stylish. Yellow roses. Dozens of them. Tulips too. What's this? A tear machine stands in the corner. It says 1 bottle, 10 cents. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio. Knick-knack stand. You see several packaged raincoats filled in a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Frit slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display. Steal a raincoat. Yikes. What's that? What is what? The girl, it's a raincoat? If you want to buy one, then it's for real. She taps on the glass counter. The raincoats patiently await purchase. Pharmaceutics. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with, here we go, finally. Medicine bottles, nasal sprays, blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is a bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm. Why? Because I don't have any money? I have 40 cents. Lol. Shit. Three T's. How idiomatic. Alright, let's fucking deal with this fucking thing. Hey, it's almost 10 in the morning. Why'd you let me fuck around all day, honey? If there was ever such a thing as an if there was ever such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. I mean, it won't be recorded then. Do you care? Just give it a, yeah. If there was ever such thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness. Like a, like a gremlin. Oh, his buddy behind the fence. Hey kid, a word, police business. The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaws twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body. Stop throwing rocks. You pay no heed. They pay you no heed or pretend not to notice you. Kim, what should we do? What forces? The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There is no reasoning with these creatures. Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes. The letter R wears the crown. On the ribbon below, a light above descending. This is the logo of the municipality of Revachol. The trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says whirling in rags. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still. Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container. The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death? I'll keep it to myself. The lieutenant leans in to inspect the lock. How do we get it open? We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage, or Lieutenant? Or we could just ask the key from the manager. He probably has one. He said he might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea. This kid's ladder is rickety but still climbable. This ladder is for kids. It wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man. Someone is trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse. What's this? Okay. Free stuff. This winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years. Pile of Eternite, an inconspicuous pile of the roofing material Eternite. What is this? It's nothing. Someone just left roofing material slanted against an old shack. Perception. Because it's nice and orderly, well laid. Rhythmic pattern calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff. No, there's more to it. You get the strange feeling. What feeling? Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see, especially the small ones. Alright, let's look at this fucking nasty ass, ass. Aha, there was a thing. What is this? There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. What kind of boots? Heavy worker boots with reinforced toe and hobnails all over the yard. This is something an industrial worker would wear? Let's see. Calculus. Go! Fuck. What do you think you are, super detective? You're hungover and they're just dense in the mud. No pattern emerges for the time being. Lieutenant Boots, noted. Let's go. Let's look at this gross-ass thing. The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. Look down. Oh, Jesus. A cargo belt ties his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even though you've clenched your nostrils. God, what is that? Why is it so bad? Active decay. He raises a white piece of linen to his nose. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging. Oh, turning away. I ain't throwing up. Looks like... Look, I have questions for you. Irregular speech patterns, overconfidence. Could this kid be on drugs? This warrants further investigation into this Kuno. Who is Kuno? Kuno's Kuno, pig. The boy points to his chest with both thumbs. Interesting. You refer to yourself in the third person. Oh, it's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third person perspective as a shield. Kuno? Is that some kind of gang name? Yeah, Kuno's a fucking gang, and a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Madre, bangs for the Mazda, bangs for Revachol. He lays the names out there with pride and precision like cards on a table. Right when he's getting distracted, there's a malevolent hiss behind the fence. Watch out, Kuno, he's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna put his hands on you. The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm. The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the windows overlooking the yard. Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape! Help! The boy joins in. He's got Kuno! Help! I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, get out of here before the Kuno beats the shit out of you. Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass out of here, boy. Fat boy, before Kuno fucks you. Bang! Got fucked by the Kuno, you hear him say as you walk away. We alright. You wanna get fucked again? Come back. Don't be afraid to say weird things. People are more forgiving to persons of power, like police officers. About the trash. Why do you keep it locked? Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out, that's why. And the neighbors too, they put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage. I thought as much. And you are the only party with access to the trash? Well, yeah, and the garbage company. It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Guarding your leftovers from the poor? Prod at him and find out. Sure. Callous? What are you, Krasmazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regard. Krasmazov was a economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grodd side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism. I'm no Krasmazov. No one was implying you were, officer. Where were we? We need the keys. What do you need them for? It concerns the case. Please cooperate. Just bring them back once you're done, please. Click. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't! Maybe you shouldn't. Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there? There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms in your brow. Your hand is still on the lid. Whoa. Another time, maybe. No, we need to investigate it now. Just like that, he opens the lid. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week. Oof. Let's search the food. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy in your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this? What? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks to the corner of something. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hang from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and note written in a man's handwriting. Officer, is that your paperwork? I don't know what this is. It is. Look. He points to the clipboard. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You even got an autopsy form in there. A miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? Someone from the whirling threw it in the trash? I don't know. I'm boring. Boring? Try dangerous. You should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure some has not fallen into the hand of the RCM's enemies, organized crime, or worse. Official notes sometimes contain informants' names, even undercover operatives. Okay, I'll do that. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. He peers into the trash, where soggy cartons and rags stink uninvitingly. Now tell me what your eagle eyes see, or are we finished? Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and find the interact. I'll pick at the rags. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. Oh man. Grab them. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. The victim's clothes? The lieutenant smells them. Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. He pulls an evidence bag out. Drop them in here, officer. I bagged them. Kim quickly searches the jeans. Guitar mark blue jeans. Pockets empty, or emptied. He wore them with a belt too, a wide belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag. Something slimy catches your eye. Reach for it. A drab long-sleeve shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus. This is a military-type overgarment. no label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. He nods to himself. Anything more? The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye, but other than that... Thrown out towel, mug, that's all. Alright, we should go to guard again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard, or that one. He nods towards the boy. I'd advise against confronting that force. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, and the lid was locked, and this establishment had the key. It's just a small, loose thread. Okay. Let's look under the boxes. You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some paper pasta wrapper picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows. Methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. Used to what? Dumpster diving? No, searching for evidence in the trash. Dive further. A small box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soel cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however. The mug. I'm getting that mug too. You pick up the broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique? Only in its social sensibility. The man briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. The container sounds a muffled gong. That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all. Here's your key back. Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. I found the victim's clothes. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Who else has keys to this trash container? The trash collection service? CS Municipal? I don't see why they would put anything in the trash though. The elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself. Down the road. Thanks anyway. Could someone on your staff have put it there? Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with a crime scene. Alright, let's talk about something else. Nothing else, actually. Let's see if that lady has anything to say. Knock, knock, knock. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. Swallow the emotion. Knock again, much harder. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. He doesn't like where this is going. I think you should know. I can't remember anything. He's having trouble processing it, believing it, isn't he? I really don't remember anything. There was drinking involved. Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? There's a sudden harsh voice and harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs. but I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me? Fine, we should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9. If you're still having trouble then I can give you an orientation. Alright, let it be. Focus on other people's troubles, not your own. That is relief. Alright, let's fucking hit up that radio, I guess. Equip a flashlight in low light areas. Wow. Inside you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and a soft glow of a fuel preheater gauge. Alright. Pick up the radio. The frequency tableau lights up and green button labeled prime line glows in the feline eye, and then you hear something. A soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static. This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you? Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41 precinct here. I'm putting him on. Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times. Hi, Alice. This is an officer from 41st Precinct speaking. Nice to meet you. This is Officer Alice Demetre, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. I wonder what Kim's default radio station is. Can you connect me to the 41 precinct? I have something I need to report. Just a second, officer. After a while, you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar. 10-2, 10-5, this is 41st. Come in. Over. A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle smoking with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas. The radio switchboard. The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and only cops know relay code. 10-4, station 41. I've got a urgent business. Over. 10-4. 10-4, 10-5. What's your status? Over. Just reporting in. Over. 10-18. State your message, sir. I need to report my badge missing. 10-9. Over. My badge, I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 1022 the captain. Over. Is it him? A dry voice asks in the background. What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it. He what? He lost his badge? Say nothing. Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. That's who do you think? It's Officer Dick. He tries to speak through laughter. Mullen, from the bestseller Dick Mullen, The Lost Identity. Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself immediately. They're laughing at you. Ha ha, officer has lost his badge. Ha ha, like I'm the first cop to ever misplace his badge. He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically. Oh god damn it, is he fucking kidding me? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this. Satellite Officer Vicmere is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over. Mullen dicked us. Can we just get a move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. 10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over. Fuck me. Mac, come here. You gotta hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge. What's going on? Super cop here lost his badge. He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge. Can you please stop with saying lost his badge for a moment? He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge. Why? Did he find it? And everyone laughs. Sergeant Torson was wondering if you found your badge yet. Over. You don't have a comeback, sorry. It's hard to think like this. Say nothing. He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. You can still hear laughter. I have other things to discuss. 10-9, come again? I didn't get that. Over. The animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him to hear you. New heights, even for Captain Sober. Ask him. The speaker ask him if he lost his gun too. Sergeant Torson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over. Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? I don't have my gun? No, it's gone. It's not fucking on you. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it, Breton. Don't sweat it, Breton. You don't need a gun to have fun. We can still have fun. It's not all over. 10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering if you got your gun. Over. Alright, here we go. I didn't lose my gun. No, of course I didn't lose my gun. Lying over the phone, it's easy. Just say it like it's the truth. Then it becomes it. He says he didn't. Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine the poor prick who has to relay that kind of news to the captain. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find it, and fast. We can't have some gangbanger running around with it. We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. Do you need any further assistance? Oh boy. Listen, I actually lost my gun too. I'm in dire need of financial assistance. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but what does he want now? He's asking for money. Is he fucking kidding? I don't think he is. Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all. Alright. The operator turns back to you. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. It is paramount to the investigation that you grant me more money. He says it's important to the case. He isn't getting a red cent. You can tell him that. Request denied, sir. Over. Please, I'm begging you. I don't even have a place to sleep tonight. He says he's in trouble. Doesn't have a place to sleep. Well, I guess he better crack the case before sundown then. Vicamair said, "Enough, officer. This begging is below your dignity." Okay, I heard you. No funds. Anything else, sir? Over. Do I tell him I lost my gun, honey? I'll tell him later. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out. Static ends with a loud click and everything is silent. 18 kilometers to the south in the 41 Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd has gathered around the communication officer Jules, Old Boy Perdue, around a dozen cops. A small room is filled with cigarette smoke abuzz with laughter when Officer Judith Minot enters, her left arm in bandages and hair trimmed short. "What's going on here? Did something happen?" she asks, startled. Jean Vicamair turns to her and says, "What happened is my partner made contact, and it's not good. He's lost his badge. He seems confused, delirious even." Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner, Chester McLean, near the entrance. Suddenly he interjects, "Yeah, Mullen was fucked alright. Sounded fucking drunk to me." The tall ginger on his right still has tears of laughter in his eyes. "Yeah, Mac's right. This was some gnarly shit there. I mean, before he started begging for money it was." Oh. Satellite Officer Vicamir bites down on his knuckles. "Enough," he shouts across the room. The commotion dies down. All eyes turn to him. "None of this is funny. It's fucking sad, that's what it is. He's a cop. He's one of us. God damn this." Minot looks down at her neatly polished black shoes. There is a quiet firmness to her voice when she speaks. "We must help him." "Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink? Go jogging with him in the morning and get him on carrot juice? He's a lost man." "I know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't. He wouldn't." The crowd in the room has started fidgeting uncomfortably. Someone's trying to slip out unnoticed. "Mac, man the door." He gestures Torsen to block the doorway, then turns to Minot. "You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse." Those were his words. He sighs heavily and turns to address the room. "This shit does not leave this room. Not a word to this to the captain or anyone else. We'll give him a couple days to pull his shit together." Old boy lights another cigarette and says, "I guess I can hold off the report for a few days." "Good. Okay, everybody, nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs, now get back to work." Far north on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hands on the motor carriage. Let's pull out the toolbox. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized. "Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case, and I'm not protective of my tools like some men are." He's clearly a little protective of his tools, but what can you do? Work is work. Let's see. I don't need a pry bar. I don't need chain cutters. I don't need a flashlight. Cool. Tap on the fuel preheater gauge. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator ping jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector indicating the engine is warm, next to the gauge and the red switch labeled heat. "There's no use in pressing the heat button," he says, and he jingles his keys. It won't start without the ignition key. Translation: "We are not going anywhere right now." Alternative translation: "Don't even think you can drive my MC." Run your fingers over the steering lever. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle feels so familiar in your palm. That's all for now.